episode today, we're going to be talking about Rcta, which stands for Race Change to Another, which I have to say, first of all, that shit is the worst acronym I have ever heard. This is people, typically white people, who want to change their race, if such a thing is possible. Now again, this is not a widespread phenomenon. This is niche internet subgroups here, right? It's not trying to paint a narrative that, oh my God, everyone's da-da-da. No, this is a unique, small section of people, mainly teenage children, that do this. Now you might be wondering to yourself, how does this entire thing work? Well, pretty much they have these communities online in Discord servers and sometimes like loose, vague Twitter associations with different accounts. And this is how they interact, this is how they talk together, but it's primarily Discord servers. And okay, that's how they communicate, that's how they have these communities, but how would they change their race? Change their race, you know what I mean? And it's so dumb. So if I look up on YouTube, monolith subliminal. If I look this up right here, here you go. You get this one right here. Get epicanthic folds instantly. Pretty much what this is, that is the term for the shape of eyes that is commonly attributed to East Asian people. So this subliminal is you listen to it while you do other things or whatever, and it's supposed to send energy out into the universe that will change the shape of your eyes and make you look more Asian. Yes, this is primarily how these people change their race. If you look at the comments, I've listened to this for a few days and I've gotten small results in my eyes. This works so fast. Da, da, da. Oh, I already seen the results. This subliminal is amazing. No, you do not. No, you do not. You have an overactive imagination. You do not look more Asian. Now, before I show you examples of these people talking, communicating, whatever, and laughing at them pretty much, one thing I want to get out of the way. Some people try to make the disingenuous analogy between transgender people and then these like weird transracial people. Now, that's bullshit. First of all, transracial has been co-opted by these Rcta types. Transracial originally was a term used to denote and talk about the experience of someone who is adopted into a family of another race, whether it was from infancy or at a later date. So it's people who have the experience of being raised by people who don't look like them, who haven't gone through the same experience as them, and the problems that can come from that, or just random little quirks that can come from that. And that's what that term was originally used to denote and talk about. But instead you see it co-opted by people who want to change their race, which is not possible. Because first of all, with gender and sex, here's the thing. Gender, there is parts of your brain that correspond to your gender. That's from all the evidence we can see. It's pretty much how it works. And it's not like, oh, this is like the man gender. Da, 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 da. No, it pretty much is everyone has their unique thing on the spectrum, and dependent on how gender looks like in your culture, because in every culture, there's not just man and woman. There's 3 genders sometimes, 6 genders, whatever. So your brain will fit you into the spot that it fits into best within your culture. That's pretty much how it works. So trans people is people who was born with a body that made other people go like, okay, that's a man. When in reality, there's a woman. You know what I mean? That's transgender. Now, race is different than gender because race is not inherent to our biology in any way. It was a tool created by colonial powers to justify their enslavement, rape, and pillage of these different nations, countries, and peoples. It was a tool of conquest, and that is where it stems from. That's where it comes from. There is not documented evidence of it otherwise, because before people just looked at ethnicity. And here's the thing. Racial group, like, that is purely what you look like. That is purely what race is. It's what you look like. Now, you can have people of the same ethnicity that will be placed into different racial categories because of how they appear, even though their genetic makeup is similar. People of the same race typically don't always have like these same genetic markers, because it's purely physical, and there's so many things that come into that. So you can have people with entirely different genetic codes that look similar, or at least have the like physical attributes that is attributed to a certain race. Maybe I'd be saying, oh, like there is cultural elements to race, no, and yes, but that is a legacy and a product of colonialism. Like, for example, in America, you have like black culture. That is because these people was pushed into a subset and segregated against for the rest of society. So they created their own group, their culture, and they passed on their traditions that they carried from Africa and stuff like that to something that's now unique to their own experience. That is a product of racism. Now, it's a beautiful product, but it's still a product of race, and that didn't just come out inherently. So to say that you want to change your race because you feel more connected to the culture of this or that makes no sense. Because first of all, race has historically not been what culture is based on. It's been ethnicity. Your ethnicity was tied to your culture because different ethnic groups had different cultural practices. So the idea of changing race, that's stupid. Because it's just made up bullshit. I didn't know it here. I just wanted to say that in no way means that you can change your ethnicity. That was not my point. Ethnicity is based on your DNA. It is based on your parents, where they came from, their genetic makeup, how that came into you. You cannot change those things. You cannot just change you can't do it. Fundamentally, you cannot. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll edit it down so it does. Yeah, that's why those things is disingenuous. Don't ever let anyone compare those two things. It makes no fucking sense. Anyways. Now he's going to be making fun of these people. Now, a common thing these RCTAs or whatever do is they will face claim somebody, which means they will pick an actual person of the racial group that they want to change into and say, I want their face. I want to look like them, which I don't know if you like got to there real quick, but that is really gross and messed up. It is fetishization of a whole nother level. And typically what you see is East Asian people is predominantly the target that people want to change into. So whether it's Korean or Japanese, primarily, some people's Chinese, but primarily Korean and Japanese because fetishization in the United States, So they will take an actual person, whether it's a celebrity or some random person they find online. Sometimes they'll find like a random TikTok account that has like 20K in followers, like a small account, and they'll be like, face claim. This is just some random like high school student that you now like projecting your weird fetishization onto. You may be wondering, Noah, why would they choose someone's face? Like that's, it's because this is all based on vibes. With subliminal stuff, the face comes up. It's about matching the energy and manifestation to make the da-da-da. It's stupid. Another common thing these people will do is they'll just take common or not as common Asian names, whether it's Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and they'll just say that's theirs. Keep in mind, this is not learning the language. Like, for example, I have a Chinese name. I have a Mandarin Chinese name because you cannot pronounce Noah in Chinese. The sounds don't match. My Chinese name is Zhao Fengya, right? And that's because I was learning the language. Because to speak that language, you need to have a name that people of that language can pronounce. I also have one for Korean, but people can say Noah, so I don't ever use it. It's pretty much just my Chinese name adapted into Korean, like through the Hanja, whatever. I don't ever use that because I don't need to. I just use Noah. You know what I mean? And it's a tool for communication. Like, that's what it is. It's not because I was trying to claim the identity. You know what I mean? Like, it's not wrong to have a second name for the purpose of language communication, but that's not what these people are doing. They're doing it because they want to be the thing. But again, these people don't really they don't learn the language. They don't really learn the culture. They look at superficial elements and then claim that as theirs and what they feel connected to. Bitch, you just like anime and K-pop. Like, shut up. This does remind me, I don't think this person's like one of those like RCTA people, but I've known someone in my real life, a coworker who got fired because they sucked at the job. They changed their name, right? No, it's not gonna say their name because I don't want to like dox someone, even if they're a fucking creeping weirdo. They changed their name to a Japanese first name and then a Japanese last name of a pretty powerful and respected family. And they was like, oh, I was half Japanese. This person is not half Japanese. And they did that. They legally changed their name to a Japanese first name, a Japanese last name. This white person. I don't know, but if you go to Japan and you have that on your documents, as you visibly not, they don't like that. The Japanese government is crazy. They will lock up anybody trying to come into the country for the smallest thing. Okay, now back to these people. Let's read out this one from Burnt Cheese Bread. Okay, I don't feel comfortable showing pictures evidence yet. My facial features have drastically changed ever since I've been doing this technique. I basically made a text-to-speech affirmation and added some frequencies to it to open my mind. I fell asleep while listening to it ever since I learned about the manifestation method of affirming while you go to sleep. Everything's got a lot easier for me. My cheekbones just keep getting higher. My acne's cleared up. I look really different. And the inner corners of my eyes are starting to develop a more epicanthic fold shape. No, I haven't seen this person, but I will put money on it. I will put all the money in my bank account on the fact that this is not true. Yeah, maybe their acne is cleared up, but your cheekbones just shifting? That doesn't really happen. Your bones just don't shift once you've grown. They're like, what? We have this one right here, which is, oh my God, I used a Learn Chinese subliminal. I was like, oh my God, it's working really. Like I was talking to my friends and I accidentally replaced some English words with Chinese ones. Oh my fucking God. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just threw in Chinese there to look cool or special. Like that's what you did. You didn't accidentally da-da-da. Like yes, if you're fully fluent in language, it's common to mess up words, whatever. Like I've known people who like knew German as well as English and then they call an elevator a vertical train because that's literally like the literal translation from German. But here's the thing. I've learned in Spanish. And I can speak Spanish decently well. I can hold a conversation at the very least. I might have to ask someone to slow down their speech, but I can understand them. I was also learning Mandarin Chinese. I was also learning Korean. I will spend 4.5 months in Taiwan and Korea in my senior year of college. I study language every single day. Flashcards. I watch shows all the time. I try and think in these languages. And I don't even do that. The most is sometimes in Spanish. Sometimes. Like I'd say chucharia, which is a Puerto Rican word for a like small amount of groceries. Like going to get a chucharia. Like I'll do that sometimes because like there's not a specific word for it in English and like I would think that word in my head. That's like the only time is like when there's like specific ideas that don't directly translate to a language, I might think it if I say it enough. And I use chucharia to myself enough for it to happen, and that's the only time that's ever happened. And I can speak the fucking language. You know what I mean? You didn't accidentally replace English words with Chinese ones. No, you did not. You threw Chinese words in there, and everyone was like, "Huh? What?" Here's a video of someone who is Asian who went into these servers, posted their face, and was like, "Look, here's my results." Based on the person's name here on their TikTok, which is Leah spelled in Korean and then Leah spelled in Japanese. I was gonna assume this person is Korean and Japanese, right? The first message that this person got when they posted their face was, "You look so Chinese." Which, you know, they might have some Chinese in them, maybe. But predominantly, I was gonna assume this person is Japanese and Korean. These people... And then the next response I got was, "Bro, what? You look biological." Woo! Now here is just a collection of crazy things that these type of people have done. The first one, they plucked out all of their eyelashes to look more Chinese. They also got eyelid fillings, remove the double eyelids. Dog, I don't know what to tell you. Chinese people, they have eyelashes. And now we have this one, which is a picture, I assume, of a white person, which says, "I think I have natural aegyo." If you don't know what it means, it's a term for like being cutesy. Like it's a term in Korea for being cutesy. I can't. We have this one. Name, Monica Mon, age 16, pronouns, any. What you're transitioning into. Filipina and Hispanic. Why you became Rcta. I found Asians more beautiful and grew to envy them. Now I'm going to be one of them. I don't know if I need to explain this to the viewers here. That is textbook fetishization. I grew envious of them. Now I want to be one. Use exotifying these people. These real human people. These not like specimens in a lab. Like this is real people. Name, Bora, age 17, pronouns she, her. What you're transitioning into Korean. Why you became. I find their culture amazing and beyond this world. I love everything about them, from their music to their food. I feel more drawn to them. You got issues. You got issues. That's what it is. You got problems. Like the other in here, the exotification, the Orientalism is insane. Insane. This one's good too. Bree, I'm 14 years old, transitioned into African American, transitioned from a white girl from Wales. Why I became one because I love their culture. They look so pretty and I love their voice. I've never been proud of my ethnicity. So know that this is safe for me. Like, this is so ridiculous that I feel like some of these have to be trolls. And some of them might be. But there is at least actual people who believe this stuff. Imagine you're 25 one day and you have to think back about your high school years and you have to remember the time that you watched like YouTube videos subliminals trying to get your eyes to become modern. My results have been so good. It's two different angles, doing different things with your face. That first picture, use obvious going to like stretch it out more, and the other one use flat. You've got a problem. No joke, I play stop. It's like an oldest K-pop song I knew. My parents supported me dyeing my hair black. I think all K-pop songs work really good as subs. There's not even anything to say about that. There's not. It exists as a work of art on its own. Guys, so my eyes look more Japanese? No. You did an eye makeup style that's supposed to make your eyes look more Asian. You took the picture from an angle where you can't see the fact that you have folded eyelids. Like, I don't know, but if you have to change angles and stuff to be like, oh, look, I have Asian features. You don't have Asian features. You're not Asian and you never will be. And here's one by someone who's Rcta talking about their journey. Like, look, my eyes 2 weeks ago. This one. My eyes now. They look the exact same. You squinted your eyes more than one. That's literally all you did. You went from looking like this to looking like... I don't know if you've already realized this, but this shit's racist as fuck. Like, it's just racist. Because it's like, oh my god, if I squint my eyes, I look more Asian. Also, there's this one from the transracial subreddit. It was like, how East Asian does my eye look? And all the comments is like, white. That's really all I have to say on these people. It's a very sub-fringe group of people who's mainly like high schoolers. And while yes, it's very problematic and racist and very fetishizing, hopefully they'll grow out of it, you know? Because that stuff is really weird. I've seen people that I follow on social media or whatever who've like talk about being face linked, and it makes them feel very uncomfortable. Use making Asian people or whatever group you want to, you make them feel very uncomfortable. I hope you know this if any of these people is watching this video. Like, I've like looked at super like fringe groups online or whatever, and sometimes I go, you know, it's a kid doing their thing, right? Like those Therians, whatever the hell, like, it's a kid, you're doing your thing, whatever, run like a horse. This though, like, no. But anyways, if this video gets 500 likes, I will infiltrate one of the Discord servers and make them think that I was one of them. I mean, I'll just use the Chinese and Korean I know to like make it work. But 500 likes on this video, I will do that. Make sure you comment, subscribe, whatever. Turn post notifications on. Bye.